So maybe we can start from this way.
Hi.
Hi.
I am blessed. My name is Once again.
I love Christ as a person.
Married
To Magdalene, very vocal.
Yes, I am Magdalene. Go as well. I'm still learning how to align those names. I am when I have the word, me and definitely be participant. Praise Jesus. My name is Esther. I'm Joe and Mama KK. So be part of this panel, and I'm so humbled to be married to Jojo.
God is good. His name is Jojo. Invited to be part of this.
Yeah, maybe I think you can give us the number of years you've been married in a context.
We've been married for 6 years. Starting 7 from this summer. Next month, actually.
Yeah, we've been married. I am good with years. She is good with months and days. So we are 4 years now.
So then clear each other that these people are going to share from the experience and they're not coming stories and jamba, as we call them. So now on my first question to you guys, I'm starting from KK. Are you proud of how you lived out your single era?
Oh God. Yeah, I am proud. And now that I know that single was a gift, maybe you knew it was a gift, then I might have enjoyed it more. But nevertheless, it's an amazing move to self-discover, to develop myself. Yes, that's single.
The other half, when you look back, are you proud of how you lived out your single era?
Should I answer pastor or?
No, answer honestly.
It's always bittersweet. I am proud that I came to be single before I met my wife. But I must say that along the way I made some mistakes, some of them crazy. So that part probably I'll say I've done better.
Yes, I enjoyed. I was single for a very long time. I exalted. I married at 32. So you'll understand. I enjoyed it.
And I married by 29. So I feel like I have to have.
I got married at 25. I really enjoyed my singlehood. I think one of the things I have in memory is how I had friends, single friends like me, and how we worked together. We used to encourage each other. At some point, we realized that it's a gift, so we were not in a hurry to get into a relationship. At some point, we were like, hey, Marisa should be single, and it was still okay because I started dating after finishing campus. But I look back and some of the values and some of the convictions I have now, I developed while I was single, so I enjoyed it.
Okay. My question goes to Zoe. What kind of a woman are you looking for? Not towards now, going towards dating. What kind of woman are you expecting to look?
Wait. Okay. I was looking for a godly woman. Reason because of my background. I've grown in church. Like I've lived for the longest in ministry and all. So is what I was looking for, a godly woman. and not only a godly woman. I think I have to answer. In my early 20s, when I was in college, I was looking for someone mwenye tu tutapasta. But I think when I was advancing in age, I started realizing, by the way, this is what I am looking for. I think I'm a wife. So now I started looking for more than a woman, or someone that I will live with the rest of my life.
Pastor James, the same question, what woman are you looking for?
But anyway, I think ministry, I became a senior pastor before actually I was 18. So I think because of being in charge, preaching before people, I was looking for something a little bit different. Of course, a godly woman for sure. Someone who is working with God in her personal life, not just because they go to church. I can see that level of personal commitment to Jesus. Number two, I wanted someone who is open-minded, that I can serve in church, that I want to serve because I'm in church. So I knew like I was someone who is in that space. Though not as a full timer. I wanted someone who has got a different career, but they're willing to serve in church. I wanted a different blend of a conversation at home. I want to talk about ministry, and she can tell me about healing and all those kind of things. So two, I was looking for a homemaker. I was looking for someone who can give me a home, not just a house. So I knew I wanted to be a father. I knew I loved kids. So I wanted someone who can probably give me a home that I'll be proud of and all that. I was looking for someone who is able to accommodate people quite well. As we know, we are perfect, but I accommodate people. Because I need ministry. And yeah, I look at them going to be fine.
I was looking for someone. I think top on my list, apart from being God-fearing, because that was non-negotiable, was someone with a good character. Character in terms of they are honest, they are consistent, they are who they say they are before me is who they are before their parents, before their friends. I was looking for someone with that consistent character. And maybe that was informed of meeting people, and because they are interested in you, they form a person who they are not. So I really was interested in character. I actually remember one of the dates just before I found the relationship. He says that it was an interview. From my end, it was, I wanted to know who he is. I wanted to know where he can lead. I was looking for someone who will lead, who will not just be the leader of the house by nature of him being a man, but that he can actually lead us. So I think those two, character and someone who will lead, the bare minimum was that they were a believer and that they were God-fearing.
So I think for me, having met men from the world, I think this time round I was very, very specific. And apart from him being a godly guy, I think he wanted a leader and with the right characters, just a good guy. And I don't know if I can explain good because, yeah, I think most importantly, I wanted a husband who is a leader. And yeah,
Yeah, I hope you guys are taking notes. Write those notes down. I was a leader. In case you are not writing. So now, in the first sermon for this series, we looked at singlehood. And in someone we said, it's sure you're growing and you're improving and equipping yourself in that season. Let me start with Mama Hyde.
Okay, so like I had mentioned there before, working with a group of friends in campus. I was in JFAT, so we were like 5. So we would meet every week. We were going through the Bible. We started with the Bible at first. I remember the first book we were looking at was Ruth. So we read Ruth, then finished, and then we started looking at other books. I remember there's a book called Lady in Waiting. So we passed our time by reading very many books. The Lady in Waiting, of course, was talking about the woman in waiting for a relationship. Like it helped us prepare best. We are waiting in each other's stage of a relationship. What kind of values and what kind of convictions we ought to have before now engaging in that other one. So we read books, we prayed a lot. Of course, we cried and we cried and we shared with those girls of mine. Of course, we admit that at some point we were led on, and led on is where you think a certain guy in CU is interested in you, and so you start, you're like warming up, you're happy, you're like, hey, finally, this season is coming to an end, and then you realize they are dating with someone else, and then so we would meet and share and cry and pray for each other and remind each other that when that time comes, God will allow it for each one of us. So I love that we are very vulnerable. Tulikuwa tunajua crush wa kila mtu, tulikuwa tunajua what you're struggling with. When someone came and you knew that you couldn't say yes, we would help pray with you even as you go say that, you know. So I think that is so we together, we shared our lives, we read books together, and I think that really prepared me, because some of the things that I have found is those friends and my friends now, actually most, if not all of them are married, but we are friends now, so we keep doing the same. We talk about our husbands, we cry, we rejoice. We rejoice when, as in, like, with the seasons that life is offering, we are going to life together. So I'm happy that we were able to do that.
Yeah, so to take
again, now that I was in church quite a lot, I was I had a group of intentionally four people, 4 men, that we work together. One of them has been here at N.E.C. He was one of my good accountability partner. There's another guy called Pastor Francis. There's another called David. He was my roommate. And part of what we would do is that if you're dating, it was better that you must tell us when you're dating. But Francis got married and Moffat was, by the time I was pretty married, and Moffat was already married. So he was in it for a while. So he was able to guide us on so fronts on what to do, what kind of things to look in a woman. So that was really, so sometimes I'll take a girlfriend to him, or I am doing this in the one, and I remember one girl, and he said, "Judge of men, your pastor, this one you have to let go." You know, and I'm like, "Go and push my do your best, let her go," you know. And I came as what do you know? So, and apparently when I came to meet my wife for the first time, I came as well just to have that accountability. Besides that, there is a book called Every Young Man's Battle. It's an amazing book, Every Young Man's Battle. I think we had a group of people that we would go through that together in campus, and you know, check some of the things that as a young man you're struggling with. You don't fix it now. When you're dating, it's going to affect your dating. If you're going to marriage, it's going to affect your marriage. So things like that, we could check on each other. Are you struggling with masturbation, pornography? Some of those things that I felt for me were very unique and personal. And again, being a pastor, having all those conversations were weird, but I mean, I can tell you here that they were nice. So I will talk about accountability. Two, if you're dating, you have to open up and also let them see whom you are bringing out. Then they'll ask you some hard questions about the person you're dating, whether you know them quite well to make it serious or to go into marriage conversations. Yes, and honestly, when I met my wife, actually, she met all of them, and when I was doing our engagement, they also came and we worked with them together. Even now that you're married, we still keep in touch.
Yeah, it feels like I'm a joker that this seems like they really enjoyed their singlehood. For me, I was just busy living life and having friends and development, reading books and working with mentors. But I think for them being in church and being involved in the church sana, it might be very, very different from mine. But I think for me, I just worked mentors, read books, and just lived life. I think I got married. I didn't say I was married at 26. So and I got my first job at 20. So I think I was really, really engaged with my work and just living life and eating here and there. But yeah, that is it.
And by the way, when it says that she was so much into her career, I'm serious, that was true. But then I was with her, she didn't work on Sunday. So she really didn't have a life. And I know that
You are changing.
Okay, I think that by saying, if someone who has a record ya kukataliwa na wasichana, I was sharing with them yesterday. Nimekataliwa bwana. And I think right now I appreciate. So in all, I don't think I was that deliberate. To be honest, what I'll say is I tried to be sober. As much as I am trying to down, as much as I'm trying to find a partner for life and all that, even when I was in Hamas, kinikata, I used to try to lower my standards. So I used to, I think being sober, that is what I'll say, I tried to maintain. Being sober, not having self-sympathy and all that. So I tried to be sober. I think that is, nilisoma kitabu sana, sitadanganyana, but that aspect of being sober and knowing that there is a kind of a partner I want in my life, not to miss on that. So that is what I think kept me going. Yes.
So to anyone in the crowd, umekataliwa, I hope from Zoe's story, you get hope that one day, you see, he has a wife. So what way your day is coming.
So my question goes to Zoe. So what were some of the negotiables that you were saying, akivuka, like this is what I want to find from this man, and did Zoe violate one of the non-negotiables?
Ananiambia your height. We are married, so I'm peace with that. I think the non-negotiables were, I had learned not to engage with that, not to engage with a believer. And this is coming back from when I was in second year. I was in an entanglement. I don't know how you call them today. You see that situationship where everyone else knows that you two are dating, but the two of you have not made it clear. Mna lunch pamoja, mnafanya assignments pamoja, mkitoka tunaenda kwa kupika chai. I realized that it was such a we didn't cross any boundaries. Hiyo tu kukua tu into each other's space, so that everyone hata my brothers so walikuwa nadhani na date. But this person was not a believer. So they would come to church, they would go to church as in the form of God being they go very well. I remember I had me by the leader. When the Bible study, when the fellowship, and I think at some point, so that is second year. That if I am ever this person, they are not a believer, I will not consider them. So that was non-negotiable. Then if we set it, this person started a conversation around family of sex before. So it's actually one of the things I remember. I say yes. Before marriage is bad. After.
I wanted to pray for them.
I remember when I yes, it was the March 2018. We sat down and agreed on the things that we would not cross. Actually, it was also of the same belief that we would be security until the end. At first, it was very naive and very official relationship. Of course, as we knew each other, heads or hands, we would long for meeting. Because when we started, he was in Morana, in Nakuru. So we got to run maybe once in a month, once in 2 months. It was kind of a long distance relationship. And so we had to fight very hard when we met, not to set the boundaries. One of the things that helped us to do that was to meet in open places. We had to meet like in his house or in my house. And I remember towards the end, there's a time I visited and hey, we get teaching kwa ndo maana kwa tukubalia in each other's house for 10 minutes. Namuko tu hapo. Everyone knows in their conscience, my friend, that is wrong. But I thank God that He helped us not to fall. But the non-negotiable Wilson was one, a believer. But secondly, purity for us was non-negotiable. And I think the third one, he mentioned it, was that when I dated everyone, including my parents, knew I was dating. It was that open. All of friends, all of my crushes, everyone, whoever were interested. I remember writing a text to everyone and telling them, hi, I met the person. They are here. I belong to this other one. So my relationship was very open to my young sisters because I'm born. It was very open. I was an open book. And I think that helped me. The people who kept me accountable. So the other one was that I would not date in leaders.
Non-negotiable. Non-negotiable, I think, for me was mwenye tunaraini. Come on now. Like, yes. Me, I didn't want someone. Ni kama tunaforce. Yeah, like I was looking for someone who would be my friend, someone who on a lot of things, doctrines about life, someone who will be my confident and all that. So I think those were the basic. I was maybe of which I think up to this of my life, because like I said, I married at an advanced age, like old age. So nikianza and all that, had a greater scope of non-negotiable. I think nikiadvance nilikuwa mimi najua Mungu sio like someone who is serious and someone who will at least be my friend and all that. I think I am good to go. I was as simple as that.
I think woman for me was a big deal. When I was in ministry, so since going up on Sunday, never. I can consider that godly lady quite well. A home was a big deal. So I would want to hear. Talking about family, I would want to hear him she loves to cook and those kind of things. I was looking for a friend for sure. Someone that I can tell all my secrets from the early to some about how I do an orphanage and she won't act like I'm an orphan. At least she would have that love and be together. Someone that could laugh with, play with. Someone that's okay for me to tell my parents that we are dating. Like, the great secret, and this is it. You have an explanation to make about that. Someone that was really to their friends. So I have to meet as a group of ladies. So I met them. I know did a together just talking about life. Of course, to reach out someone that is my space, respect their space. Yeah, we could do a lot of trust together with us. I want to stay. So we got in church that was with her.
I mean, but that which didn't happen was I really wanted a family guy, and apart from being a believer, was before I I'm opening dating window, that I get married. So the benefit was they don't drink or smoke. So I think that was a really non-negotiable. For one, by the time I was doing that, this is the guy I would like to get married to. He's a believer, and they don't whatever, they don't smoke, and they don't do party bash. And that was my negotiable then. Also, I think a person who is kind to me and seems to genuine, seems approachable, seems to kumwambia kitu I haven't like for 2 years and by that the friend that is coming in. I think for because we were just negotiables, he was just above the non-negotiables. I was like,
Other than for me, that aspect of respect. Like for me, and I think everyone would agree with me, that one, respect is everything. Like apart from the godly aspect. For example, for church, wife and his way, but my mama had respect. I is zero. It's zero. That preaching and all that is zero. For me, that was also even when we were dating and all that, it's something I would look for. I'm going to be careful. So it's something I would really look for. That aspect of respect.
Yeah. Picking up things as you also analyze your life and see some of the things you take, what you home and things. You guys to ask a question. You have another question, have them down so we can have the question.
So, what he is saying is true. There's such tendency, it's too much, where I regret or all that. But, interestingly, we come to learn that marriage is work. Okay, let's even talk about dating, marriage. It is work. And it will not run by default. It's not by default. Like everything, actually, everything that works, even companies and all that, schools, and even research, doesn't by default. It doesn't wake up and go to the I'm sure everybody does. The same with dating, coaching, marriage. You have to make it work. So, for us, we have to be deliberate, and we even like to be deliberate on how we do this. And we try to be creative. To never be creative, we say, let us, when we were starting, we said, let us do this. Even when we got married, in America, we are getting to this. Right now, we are traveling, like trying to explore. We are actually, for us, I can say, moving to God that it's a new aspect of life that we are trying to explore. And just trying to be every now and then. And I believe hatutachoka. Yeah, so I think just be creative and
remember, though you are a couple, I think that is important. Esther has a life, I have a life. And I think even in those moments, she brings a life of her life. So we have a wide scope of engagement and our engagement or our conversation informed. It's okay. Sometimes I sleep on my laps. There's nothing to sleep, no. And we enjoy the movie. I think it's important for us to make each other a nice favorite to prepare for me. To not often the reason why she can do that. Two, and I think she has this way. drive over here to identity from we have farming as well. So let's go do something there. Definitely Esther loves clothes, so we go shopping. So of course, so that it doesn't sound like those who told you are Christian. You don't really sound like a small church where people are able to. So I think for me that's it. So the time that you can be very bored, it's okay. The time you can say, hey, because I think when children come, because of the face in March, so as the focus is not just the children, you can see high because that's a of mind that comes in and you focus. A couple of good to discuss whether that is for two of you, in those career that looks like very you used to at least intentionally. I think when they came and we started this church, it's going to be busier, so that's
Yeah. So I think that's when we were dating, we can only use that as a reference in Siam. So I think the non-negotiable that you should discuss anything is okay, often not dating intention of getting married. Not doing it you're trying as a passing time, but not dating with the intention of marriage. You have to discuss. I think we discuss our laws, we discuss how we handle finances, we discuss how we handle our family when we get there, like how the children and what happens with the children. I think that discussion. We discuss not the usual how do you
you're traveling somewhere, I have to meet the bill. She goes to school, I have the car. You're traveling somewhere, I have to meet the bill. She goes to school, I have to pay her school fees. Are you saying, I mean, how that? Now you're looking for another human somewhere who doesn't ask for something. And I think I keep saying this even before. It's okay for a date. Just the guy, training the guy, at some point, share the bill. We do dates a lot. And that's what men saw in the bill. He's blessed to pay it, let him pay. I will pay. This is a member of our church. I won't tell you to go to the pastor to pay them in Jesus. We think that comes a lot from even personal principles. So one of the things we talk about finances is that what she earns, what I earn, is a family docket, is a family wallet. So let's do. Definitely, I do more. Probably 70 or 80 of our family bills. I can tell you now that we sit here, I don't know how much she earns for sure, but she brings it into the kitty. I bring mine into the kitty. Time goes out immediately. So we don't focus on. I don't want to crowd her finances per se. We have to discuss if you're giving money to in-laws, how much can you give, how much do you involve your partner. If I'm giving to my family, and at this amount you can give, or above this amount, talk to your partner. I think when you're planting the church, we have to talk about finances a lot. I think that was the first time I knew how much Esther earns. Because when we were dating, we didn't talk about how much she earns, how much I earn, we didn't talk about that. I think when we were doing the church, there was so much bills as a church, and we knew as a family we have to do some of those bills. I think by that point we were like, hey, wow, what do we have? What goes to the church? What goes to the family? And what goes to investment?
And to the stories, what conversations did you find important to have in that season of dating?
So I remember, I know, I remember when she said yes, I told her how much I was earning. That same day. Ndio kama unakataa uwe songa kataa hivi ndivyo kuna maisha yangu. And she was scared. I could see. Niliona the shock on her face. Lakini nilijua sasa, now this is who I am, man. Sitaki kudanganyana, sitaki kukuambia I'm different.
And then, if you had a lot of expectations, let me just lower them and bring you to my level. But there are two. So while dating, I think we will just conversations about finances. That is what we've asked. So I think I wanted to know how I can help her grow in her career. And then that is the same from her side, as I remember it. I think for us then, while dating, our finances were separate. Her finances, my finances. Do what you want with your finances, because then alikuwa na life yake, and I also had my life. There were things that I was doing, there were things that she was doing. So okay, maybe kama tumeenda date and all that, at times I will pay, but unajua as a man unataka kujua huyu mtu by the way yako aje. So unataka kusikia atalipa. Hata si atalipa, anataka kulipa. Ndio ukiona anataka kulipa unasema nitalipa. Ama wakati mwingine pia let her pay. Because that dating season for me was, I wanted to know this person. And I will not lie to you, I am a human being, so I wanted to know what kind of a person am I committing myself to? What kind of a person am I committing my life to, even in this aspect of finances? And so for me, I was okay when she says her finances the way she wanted to. Kama nataka advice, I will also offer that advice. The same also from her end. But now things changed when we got married. Now we started working together. We work together with regards to finances. The details of it, I might not go into that because we all have different perceptions of that. But right now, we do work. Yeah.
Actually, let me add on that. I think when we were discussing finances when we were dating, I remember we even talked about what are your expectations on finances for probably the first 2 years of our marriage. Because I think that's where sometimes a lot of fighting comes. Because you don't know each other, you feel like why you seem like you're commanding my finances. And I remember even as I said, hey, I want to go back to school, I want to inform my career more and all that. And believe you me, I think as soon as you're married, I said, hey, do you remember that conversation we had when we were talking about finances? Let's implement it now. So even had to discuss what kind of a house we need to start our life in. We need to go to a one bedroom, two bedroom to come a year. And honestly, God has been so good and faithful.
I'm laughing because I remember us arguing about what kind of a house we should start in. I was so around the best friends I told you about were married and they were living in two bedrooms. So I was like, also when you get married, you live in a two bedroom. And then my husband was looking at me like, tunaishi kwa two bedroom, kumi tunaishi na nani mwingine. And I remember us arguing until I came to my senses. And I think tumeargue by the way. Na inakaa ni kama sasa hatutaoana tutaishi kwa one bedroom ama two bedroom. And I remember just thinking around what informed my decision. And this is where the friends you have can influence you positively or negatively. Because at the point they were living in a two bedroom because they could afford it very easily. And so, and I think now that I look back at it najichekelea juu niko like tulikuwa tunaishi saa hiyo bedroom nyingine ingekuwa ya nani na nini and all those things. Of course it's different for them because they are ministry people. But yeah, I had to mention that. Maybe part of another conversation, which didn't happen, but which affected our marriage, the first 4 months, um, which I wish it had happened. And at this point, I will recommend a book called Things I Knew, Things I Wish I Knew Before I Got Married by Gary Chapman. Please go look for that book and read it. And that conversation is your background. The reality is that where you come from, your home, your parents, your siblings, where you've grown up in, really affects who you are as a person. And so the thing about me is I am a firstborn in a family of 4 girls. He is a fifthborn in a family of a mixture, 3 boys, 3 girls. And the exposure, the kind of parents we were reared with, and the kind of things you see. Mostly, the idea you have of a husband, if you've grown up around a father, is your father. So you would expect that the things your father does, your husband will do them, right? And then by default, you would expect the kind, the the right woman is what the mother does, and we rushed a lot. Like we were fighting every other day. I remember at some point tulikuwa tunauliza mpaka ni nini tulikuja kufanya pamoja, because we are fighting every day. I'm a firstborn, I'm independent, I'm making decisions without consulting. It's like msichana ni wa wapi? Yes. Who lends people money without consulting their husband, and we are now working together? Who I know I like so many things affected us, and I thank God alituwezesha kujua why these many conflicts are arising. It's because her mom is the prayerful one in the home. Actually, the mom is like a spiritual pillar in their home. So he expects mimi ndo nitaombesha, nakumbuka hata tukifai nani ataomba, namwambia niliomba sana, omba leo. As in it was very petty. It was very petty. And remember, it's not hasemi tu aseme, it's there's where it's coming from. Sindio? Mi niko like my dad will come, yeye ndo atafunga gate milango zote by the time tunaenda kulala. Mtu ashaenda kulala, ataangalia kama mlango imefungwa. So as in such petty things. And so now I think what I wish happened then is, what kind of a family, by the way, do you come from? How is your mom like? What, because of what you have seen your mom do, what expectations do you have that see possible? I, and I think we got to a point and said, that home is Mbogwa's home, that home is Ngaroya's home. Now we need to make a home that is a home for the Zoe. So we made new expectations. So and made like a list of bare minimum or nimegrow up nikijua hivi, but this is our home. How do we want us to be like? So that's a conversation that I think is very important that will happen, that did happen for us and it affected us so much. And I think it's one of the things, like where you've grown up from and things that you have formed in your mind about how a wife and a husband should behave, and that making it clear that so how will our home be?
So now I hope you know the conversations we should be having in this season of dating. Also, I hope you picked that reading books really helps. You get to learn a lot from that. Um,
Yeah, before I give to a question to one of the ladies there, I have this question, maybe to answer for guys who are dating there. Uh, so, how do you deal with hard conversations or the difference of opinions? Maybe for example, maybe when you're discussing about politics, when you're discussing about life, and maybe everyone has different opinions. But the church I've lived with Pastor Jojo and Mrs. Jojo for the last 3 years, and they are so like how they handle their matters when it comes to different opinions. I mean, say honestly, just amazing. So I would want to know how would you even advise somebody who's dating there, they have different opinions. Yeah, in all angles. It's maybe that would be it.
Yeah, I think we are both independent minded, and um, he's 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 very strong, opinionated, and he's very opinionated, and he might, most times he might be the one to come with a strong opinion, but we've come to an agreement that every opinion in that house counts. It doesn't matter whether if it needs contributions and he's the one contributing or the other. You give every other person to give their a room to give their opinions. We also have these uh, we don't sweep things under the cover, and most times it's him when he feels like he's not ready to answer a question because he feels maybe I'm not ready for the answer he's going to give, or he has a very um, different opinion. He'd like tell me, can we revisit this again tomorrow? And that is really not a place. Sitasema yeye anashindanga akipostpone majibu, but I know that is how we do it. In that way, I know either way I'm waiting for an answer, and if kesho ifike na hajajibu, I have to remind him that we are this thing that we had not settled. But I think above all is just respecting each other's opinion, and not having act on an opinion and then it fails and then we blame each other. No, I think that is how we deal with heated opinions.
Something on that?
Now, what my wife has said is so true. I'm this kind of a guy who believes there is no emergency. The only emergency is sickness. Okay, either you go to hospital or get medication. Anything else, I tell her, can wait. Apart from sickness, anything else can wait. Because generally ladies can be a bit emotional, and that's a gift from God. And so Esther can come to me with she's seeking an answer, and sometimes I feel like, wow, the answer she's looking for does not even fit the moment. And I'm like, I need to sleep over this a bit. Now, I want ladies to know something here, guys. I'm a strong believer when marriage fails, the first person who gets in the man, not the woman. You are the client. And so there's something that you need to be well processed, thought through, prayed through before you share them out. However, we have a rule in the house that I think can also help us to, even to respect each other's opinion. One, we say, irrespective of how difficult the conversation is, you're on the same team. There is no different. There is no opposition in the house. We're in the same government. So there is nobody who's going to be impeached irrespective of what you say.
Yeah.
So that rule imetusaidia sana, because Esther knows that irrespective of the answer Percy gives, irrespective of the answer my husband gives, whether it is about finances, whether it is about anything, she knows one, it is safe because it's coming from a place of love. So I am this kind of a guy who can postpone and say, hey, let's talk about this tomorrow. Sometimes you can come that tomorrow and I'm like, hey, can we talk about this in the evening? Then I'll text her when I'm like, okay, after I pick you from work, we're gonna go for a date. Then we can have that conversation. If it is the difficult one, we'll talk about it. But I think we have also agreed that we don't want to move over that part in our marriage unless we have to really. But honestly, so far so good. We dealt with it, and yeah, we're doing well. Yeah, my wife has a very strong mind. So one of the things that I know she does best is if I have an idea, she's a very good developer of ideas. So I'll develop a lot of ideas, then she can process them well. I think every time I want to make a serious decision, though I'm a very opinionated person, I'll tell you the truth. Even after I think about it, I pray about it. Every time I talk to my wife about it, she always has the best answer about it. So I don't do it without her.
Okay. So, I think that's a very good question. I remember when I told my dad that nimepata msichana when I got to know her. So I told my dad that nimepata msichana And one of the questions, actually, I think the only question he asked me is it someone that you can solve the conflict with? Hakuniuliza huyo msichana ni wa wapi, ako how old, ni wa tribe gani ama nini ama nini. That is the only question that he asked me. Then sikuelewa kwa nini amejiuliza, but now nilimuelewa because sahi like I understand why he asked that question, because conflicts and hizo like hard conversations, they define you. Like they can mess you up or they can mold you. I have actually realized after any conflict or those hard stands, we come out strong and we come out really united as a couple. We come out, unaona ile three cord rope, like we come out like that. So what I've realized is at times I don't have to agree with anything that everything that she's saying, as much as see or zile basics za life. There are times she can be of a different opinion. She has a life and a mind of her own, a good one. I also have my life. So there are times actually we've sat down, and especially on doctrine issues. There are times we've sat down and consulted the Word of God. What does the Word of God say? And can it guide us now to move forward? There are times, maybe on politics, which is a life and all that, anaweza tunaweza realize by the way, wewe umeenda east, mimi nimeenda west, and it's okay, bora east and west kule tunakutania tu ni place moja, barabara moja, tutamove on. And like Pasi says, this I didn't know kitambo, but nilikam kurealize. At times, I fight Magda, she can fight me, but she's not the problem, and I'm not the problem. So it's good to realize that we are on the same team. There was a time actually we sat down and said, by the way, I've never sat down and said, mimi nitaangusha hii marriage. The same with her. So when she comes up with a very funny idea, si ati alikaa chini akasema hii marriage nitaiangusha aba hii relation. No, no one really does that. So as much as she can be of a different opinion, the same with me, we are on the same road. We are actually a team. Yeah.
I think he has exhausted most of the things. It's just to agree with Basi. And I think Zoe and Jojo are very alike. They are very strong, opinionated. And sometimes I am offended by kuambiwa si emergency. Me, I'm of this person. Like I need an answer now. So that is part of the growing that I am continuously doing to know that it's not an emergency, by the way. Meaning to freak out when I realize in my mind I don't have an answer. Like I want to have answers for everything, and then I'll talk to him, and sometimes I'll feel like he's downplaying it. But I've realized it's because um there's no emergency. He will sit down and think about things. By the time anakuja shaifikiria, and then most times I will think about it baadaye and realize that maybe I was just being emotional or I was overreacting. Yeah. But especially here, yeah, we are not fighting each other. I think understanding that really gives you a good background, knowing that he is not the problem, I am not the problem, and we are not fighting each other. We act against the world or against every other thing that comes, but that we are.
Wow, thank you. Yeah, so as we wrap up, I'm gonna ask a lady to just wait, then we can be able to wrap up.
But are there more questions from the congregation? I think we're here for you guys. By the way, we are not here to talk about our lives and make ourselves famous, and honestly, we're here for you guys. The reason why we put up this together is so that we can be able to answer questions and what you guys are facing in terms of dating, relationships. We can help you know how it is lived out in marriage and how it's going to affect your decision. So I've seen a couple of hands. So I think, Ernest, please come with the mic, and then whoever raised their hands, you can go ahead and ask the question.
About what? How do you solve
But
conflict?
please be abstaining so that we can see you. Oh, Sawa. It is you.
I'm asking, how do you solve conflict and arguments when maybe zimekuwa very tight? Maybe one of the couple pia ameanza maybe shouting. Imekuwa noma sana. So how do you solve them?
No, I love where the question is coming from because it is expected. Guys, let me say this. Sometimes the younger the couple, the more the conflict. Because the older the couple, the more age experience informs a lot. So, Joe, one, um, if it is a couple that plan for the marriage, their conversion that happens before. If it's a couple that happens to be together because the lady got pregnant, so we have to we want to put up a marriage. Sometimes they don't have time to discuss so many things, and they begin to discuss things when they're living it out. It can be a bit difficult. But let me say this: it's okay to set rules that are safe for the two of you. Rule number one: no shouting. Hapa kuna mtoto. By the way, even kushautia mtoto, it is not even right. I'm telling you, sometimes when I raise voice on my daughter, sometimes I call back, I hold her, and I say, I'm sorry. But guess what? Because I don't know to say sorry again, I find myself not shouting again. So one, it's good to set down the rules that foster a good conversation. One, are we on the same team? Are we fighting for this marriage to work? So one, you can't shout. By the way, if you feel like you want, two, ask each other, what do you do when you're angry? It's good to know that part. Because we all get angry. We all get angry. It's good to ask your partner. By the way, I remember asking Esther, when you into a drama? Because I've been into a relationship where there is a bit of drama. Akikasirika, ata show up, atazima simu, those kind of, So I think it's good to know if you get angry, what do you do? How do you react? Um, let's not shout. I think it's also good to agree when the conversation is too heated, tell each other, let's talk about this tomorrow. Think about it. Let me think about it. Importantly, pray about it. Then let's discuss it. The other that I think many people try to avoid, it is good if you're a young couple, have another couple above you. You guys can go and just pour each other out. Guys, you'll be surprised at how many times you meet that door, even as of yesterday. And you had missed each other. In fact, we call each other like, hey, and we miss together. And sometimes we talk about so many things, and eventually we realize, oh my goodness, it always ends up talking about us. And that's why Magda is saying, Georgia is so Zoe. And sometimes, in fact, one day we were talking about 2 months, and Zoe said, you so mean. Then I had only told Esther, Zoe is so mean. So we could see each other in each other's eyes. So I think it is equal to those bare minimums, like shout, let's also respect each other. If I make you angry, you tell me. I'm not an angel. Come tell me by day, Jojo, that conversation, I think you're bitter. I think you're bitter. I know, express it out. Um, then I mean, let your marriage kids begin to have skills that help you guys have soft conversations, hard conversations, prayerful conversations, and consultative conversations. That helps a lot. Maybe the rest can add something.
I think I'll just agree on what Zoe said. When it's I'm calling him the Pastor Jojo. When it's too heated, it's okay to pause. And I think this is us. We are very emotional. We are very we think about things emotionally. So it's to call ourselves the ladies when it's too heated, you're not even thinking clearly. So just to I think lay the ground rules that one there is no shouting. At two, if it's too difficult, can we put it up on a hold and talk about it when I am more sober. And you will always find that when you put it on hold, the conversation is better when you have it the next day. Yeah.
I agree. What I'll say is, friends, like she has said, friends have really played a very big role in our dating life and even now in our marriage, right? Life. Because when you sit down, you talk about issues and all that, you'll realize, kumbe tunapitianga tu challenge the same. And at times you sit down and realize, kumbe hii kitu sio kubwa sana. What I am angry about. Actually, I found myself. I don't know. I know you can also agree with me. There are times you can mnaweza kosana na your partner, the person you are dating or courting, and then one day, 2 days down the line, una realize nimekasirika, lakini siwezi kumbuka kabisa ni nini nilikuwa nimekosewa. Like I cannot pinpoint that one thing that my partner alinikosea. I think that shows us that at times kuna hiyo heat of moment that can blow up things which is really not necessary. So that need of sitting back and being sober and so that you are able to make a sober decision. For me, what has helped me to deal with conflicts and all that is I've always told myself I want to be that kind of a man that I will want my daughter to date when she grows up. And hiyo thought, inakuanga imenikalia sana. Because I've, when we were dating, it was not that heavy. But when now we were blessed with a child, the thought of, am I the kind of a person that I would want my daughter to get married to? I don't know why children are that heavy on people because it hiyo thought imeni hold back on so many things. Imenisaidia I'm able to make sober decisions. I'm able to be gentle at her. I'm able to even call myself when I am wrong. So that has helped me. Am I the kind of a person that I would want my daughter to get married?
Yeah, may I also say we have a principle. If we solve it, then another conflict comes, we can reference back. Unakuanga. You know, that's a very strong word. Wa unakuanga. You know, kwenye munakuanga. You know, so so I think one of the things we agreed with Esther, we solve a problem. Any other problem we solve, we can't go back to humiliate you based on what you've done yesterday. It's like every day is a new day. Two, and I think, guys, I want to say this from a loving place. I think when you're new to marriage, and I think I kept saying this to my day here. Let's not be petty. And suppose I say that even today. I think that, let's not be petty. Let's not pick petty issues. And sometimes she's dealing with her work issues that can inform a conflict in our marriage. So I say, let's not be petty. I can be struggling in church, like now we are raising funds for the church. I can be overwhelmed. Sometimes I feel like it's overwhelming. I don't have to be petty over her. Like she cooks food, and because I'm stressed with the church, na leo akaongeza kachumvi kadogo, sasa namraukia ni kama anapikanga kila time ameweka chumvi mingi. You know, that is being petty. So I think that's we have always said, we Esther, hey, let's not be petty. And I think on our 6th day of marriage, guys, I tell you the truth. Sometimes you can almost go like this and not even have any serious agreement. Last year the same. Because I think over time, you keep learning your partner keep learning you. So even when there's a big problem, they know even how to approach it. One, if it is solved, another one, okay, just put reference back to what happened while yesterday. Because today is a new day. It's a new day. Two, if you're the one who is always bringing issues, it's also good to ask yourself, by the way, is there a problem in my life? Am I issue centered than success centered? I think I've always told Esther, now that you're complaining about this, don't you think you've always done good on this one? And you're like, oh my goodness, we have more list of celebrating, we just complaining. And I tell you the truth, when there's a child in the room, guess what? The best place for a child to be socialized is in the room. And I say even there's single mom or single dad. The best place for a child to be socialized is in the room. So if they keep hearing daddy shouting at mom, they keep hearing mommy shouting at dad, guess what happens? You're telling the child it's always right to shout. It's always right to, so when they go to school, they'll even begin to do it. They'll begin to do it. So I think gentleness and again living the word of God in that marriage, even in that moment of conflict, I think is important, is vital.
Yeah, I think I can also add something. Umesema kitu nikakumbuka. I think it's also good to check, especially when you're in conflict, what is really the issue. Maybe your partner is dealing with something at work or at home. Maybe there's a baggage yenye amekuja amekutolea that you are not yeah, so haukuwa unaijua and all that. So and also hata mimi mwenyewe it's good to know that I should separate my work with my dating life and all that. Nisiletee my spouse but maybe my sister amenipigia market that morning at work and all that. I should not bring that on her. I should separate because if there is an issue that we are solving and all that, if I'm not careful, what is happening at home, what is happening at work might be brought in my relationship and it can mess things up. Tunaweza jikuta tumekosana, tumeachana and all that, and really we are not the issue. The issue is huko nyuma.
Yeah, so a burning question as we wrap up. Then we're gonna take.
There's a question here.
Yeah.
Hello, guys. My question was, let's say someone has a dark past, and you've seen, I've seen people after you share your past, and when you're in an argument, someone uses that past to win an argument. So, how would you advise someone who feels it's better to keep that secret for themselves? Like, you see, when you actually been with someone for a while, then you feel like you have a good thing, like the relationship is so nice. So how would you start to express that part that you feel like might mess up the good thing?
Okay, very understanding. I'm trying to think of such a scenario, and number one, I think it boils down to the kind of partner that you have, because if your partner is your friend and is someone you trust, and you know this person you're going to live the rest of your life with. So if you're not, if someone who who can't handle your past, it's really unfortunate. And as much as we share most of our, it is good and healthy to share your past with your partner, so that they're able to work with you and know the challenges and all that, and trusting them to be mature enough to not use that as not use your weakness, against you. I also believe if you see the kind of a partner is, he could be a good partner, but then you realize he's not able to handle your past. I think then it's just fair enough or good to wait until such a time when you feel they can handle that and share it, and or just not share it. I think, yeah.
One, allow me to talk about, when you talk about phases of dating or phases of getting there. One, these are two strangers. And these two strangers, they meet together and there is tension of knowing each other. Um, Once it moves from that phase, and you're saying, no, we're having a special thing. I think one of the things that need to be discussed on the dates, what are we building, number one? Because I can tell the truth. You can keep telling people deep secrets about your life, and guess what? These are things. If they can use it against you, be sure they'll tell others. They'll tell others to use it against you. I was talking with a brother who was telling me that he's seen someone, blah 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 blah. Then it happened that I don't know. I had there's a boyfriend thing. Anyway, So during this boyfriend day, akapostiwa, and he was telling me this lady was told by someone else. This one is going to up in tears because probably someone else was informing that. And you see, sometimes it's just sad. But let me say this: one, guys, everybody has a past, including your past. Everybody has a past. The thing is this: there are those who have got past that might look more shady than the other, that looks like it's more ugly than the other. Can I tell you the truth? If you're loving Jesus person, I don't think when you go for that date, I don't think the whole issue is not about grading whose story is better than the other. Honestly, I don't think that's the story. I think the story for me would be how has that story informed you and reformed you? Am I dealing with the same person who was wounded, who was struggling then, or am I dealing with someone who has learned, grown, and I can see the result of that growing? I mean, if they're being informed, I think that is important. Now, let me say this to the men in the room. Men, if you're dating, please be always 3 steps ahead of the lady. It helps you a lot. Be 3 steps ahead. Because, one, you want to lead her well. You want her to see the leader in you. And if that is the case, it's good to assess how healthy is our relationship, or is this person all in for you to stay all out? Because all in can also mean all out. If they're not all in, please be careful. And that's I keep telling people. At least for 3 months, just get to know each other quite well. Know each other quite well. Don't even share deep secrets. I'm telling you the truth. Don't share. Think of, you only got to share some deep secrets probably to someone that you're engaged with. That you know, wow, this one, even when you get into a marriage, then you know me. So let them know you better. Then, that's why we say better broken relationship than marriage. But guess what? You on a knowing stage, sometimes you can tell someone comes to be scared. Now you know them now on an initial stage. To show who I'm to. Someone, wow, wow, and I'm thinking, man, I am next. No, so it's good to be careful. But I think on another level, you can tell them, by the way, I had this girlfriend, we were driving, an accident happened. They even did ask me, did anybody die? Because they know in an accident, someone can die. But I tell somebody, and maybe it was an accident that happened. So I think that is that. Two friends, let's learn the wisdom on how to break difficult conversations. Don't just say difficult things just like that. Get to know, by the way, is my partner mature enough to handle this kind of an issue? Is my partner mature enough to hear this from me and not judge me? Let me also this as the last one. Never share your secret to someone who has not also shown you the weaknesses. Don't. I can tell you the reason against you. I can't be telling Mama Kitty how I'm a failure or how I've failed with my dating life. It is not telling me you're my first boyfriend. And it could be true, but guess what? Tell me other things that you're failed. Because it is two-way. So you need also to you need to weigh. The other one that and I think I've said this to a few men in the room. Sometimes personalize your failure with someone else's name, see their reaction. It's okay. Tell them, by the way, you know, I have this guy who told me Alifanya hivi. What is your opinion about it? Don't tell them it is you. Hear their opinion first. Then along the way you can tell them, hey, you know what I told you the other day? Guess who is the character? No, it is your babe. Then see their reaction. Because I think that is important. Yeah. I remember, let me tell you, this one I did with Esther. I did this was a good one, Paul to run. So I'm dating Esther. I'm not even told her that I'm a pastor. Then every Saturday, this is what I'll tell her. Don't call me tomorrow. It is me to call you. You can't call me. It is me to call you, but you can text. Guess what I'm telling her? You need to ask the question, why is this guy telling me this? I'm building some curiosity that is here. Because listen, I don't know that she likes pastors or not. So I don't want to be rejected from the word poop. No. So I know that on Sunday it's me to call you. Then I think by Monday I release her. I noticed with this Sunday's thing. So I told her I'm a very active church member. That's what I told her. Exactly that. I'm a very active church member. I help a lot in church. And after church, I also go for very serious meetings, high level meetings. I told her that. Then I remember along the way, this is what I started telling me. But you also sound like you're a very serious Christian. I'm like, wow. Let me even ask you guys a question. At this point, do you think it is a good place for me to say I'm a pastor? Guys, I'm asking you guys. Yes, it's a good place because she just said it and you look like you're a serious Christian. Now I can tell her, by the way, I'm a serious Christian, and guess what? I preach in church. I didn't tell her I'm a pastor. I preach in church. So guess what? Are you seeing the wisdom point? By the time I'm telling her I'm a pastor, she doesn't get surprised. Why? She has seen character, she has seen testing, and her heart is softening for that kind of a guy. So by the time I was telling her I was a pastor, guess what she told me? Oh my goodness, you don't even look like one. You're such a cool pastor. I'm like, can I marry you now? Because that's what I've been looking for. And I can tell you, many ladies in this room, they will fear to be married to a pastor because they have an idea of a pastor that is crazy. Soften their hearts to accepting who you are. Don't tell them the scary stuff on the first date or the second date. Their heart, guess what their heart is saying? Inachungulia, inarudi. Inachungulia, inarudi. Sasa unagoja itoke, unaambia kitu inarudi kabisa. Yeah, question. Anyone has a question? Before we end? Anyone has another question?
Maybe
Last question.
a lady.
Kevo has another question. Before Kevo asks any other person, so that we can ask the two of them to malizie hapo. Okay, only Kevo. Go ahead, Kevo. And this was Zoe.
Okay, kuna question you didn't answer, so I just want to make it clear, maybe it's a jibu. Okay, I've experienced something. I have a friend who was a wife, and
You have a
please,
friend.
please.
Now,
Hold
my
on.
point is already working, okay?
Yes, it's already working.
And I just want to confirm some misconception about maybe passing and what jibu. They have experience with the nini. So also have a friend that a wife, and sometimes during the wife is pregnant, so during this period, she's always avoiding. Kuna time nikampata kwa nje naambia, why you're not at home, man? You're not too much space. So I don't know, is there some issues with the ladies when they are that kind of a period? Sometimes it's so scary because manze unasema, you can imagine na hang around your mse rudi baadaye kama mse amesha lala ama ameshakimbia. Yeah.
I think Zoe yako fresh. I can use my memories on that.
Okay. Yeah, we know they say ladies are from Mars, but men are from what? Where? I think I've come to realize, and I'll give a very, I've come to realize we are different, and even when this journey of pregnancy comes, it's good okay that hiyo ni ya Magda. We do it together. There isn't the way that I'm going to use example ni ya leo asubuhi. So my wife woke up, there's that dress alikuwa ameweka alipovaa mi nikamwangalia niko we hapana, hiyo haufai. Then nikaenda so she wanted my opinion on that dress and I was like sio poa, tafuta ingine. And then she looked for another one, pia hiyo another one. And then I realized, by the way, I need to go and help her. We look for a dress for her. So nilikuwa mezani, she was in the bedroom looking for. So alikuwa naenda nakuja, namwambia hapana, hiyo tafuta ingine. So nika realize, by the way, I think we need to solve this pamoja. So I went in the bedroom, tukaanza kutafuta akivaa, hata mimi nampea suggestions. By the way, kuna ile dress akaniambia hapana, hiyo nilikuwa nimevaa sana. And then she picked this one. Nikamwambia nikasema, hey, na kwa nini tulikuwa tunasumbuka? You have a good dress here. So, pregnancy, because now this is our second one, I've realized pregnancy, by the way, sio mchezo. By the way, men, let us respect these ladies. They go, pregnancy is not a joke. And giving birth. I remember when I was born, we got our, I came through a CS. And my wife entered the theater around 6:30. And then by 7, I came. So nikapewa hai, nikamshika, and then I was very happy. Then nikauliza, by the way, mama yake ako wapi? So nikaambiwa ningoje. So hai akachukuliwa akapelekwa kwa nursery. Then nikangoja from 7, 8. Ninaenda kwa nurse namuuliza, mama mtoto ako wapi? Naambia we ngoja. 8:30 naenda. So nimeanza kutense. 9, there I think na huyo nurse alikuwa so irritated. Kaambia we nimekuambia ungoje, rudi huko. Hey, nashindwa kwani what are they not telling me? I called the surgeon. Nikamwambia kwani so surgeon kama alimalizika kitambo, but because of hiyo dawa, so I give her time. And then she was getting out, I think, around 10:30. So you can imagine from 7:30 actually, 7 to 10:30. So this thing, it's really a very heavy thing for ladies. And I think men, we need to support. Si ati nina simp. Msiniangalie kama mtu ana simp. Hapana, but it's true. This is a phase where I think we need to support our wives and not run away from them. And there are so many things that comes with pregnancy. The looks, kapua kanafura mazee huko, hey. There's so many things that si ati ninajisifu, but we have been working with her. Like namsaidia afanye hizo nini, especially the physical aspect of it. So I think it's good to embrace that season of our life, especially when we get married. That we started this together, let us walk through this together. Anze kujificha, sitaki kuonekana na yeye, sitaki kusupport. The kama jana aliendea mua. Hey, mbali ameenda kuchukua mua. Iko okay. So this is a new phase that comes, a new season, and I think it's good to work with our wife.
I think for me, when Esther was pregnant with our daughter, Jamaliza, I think for me every day for me was a learning lesson. Remember, I've never lived with a pregnant woman, and now this is your wife. I even never saw I saw my mom pregnant with our last boy sister, but I was still young. So I think with Esther, I think I was a little bit scared of the first part when she was growing a bit. So and I would walk out of the room because I'm like, wow, we are combined. Um, so sometimes I ask her, how can I support you? Sometimes it's gonna come and change. I will ask her, you know. Sometimes I will tell her to avoid chini ni tofauti na juu, ninaenda kuangalia katoto kakoaje, nasikiza kama kako hapo. It got to a place where KK would play immediately nikiingia kwa room because after kuwa familiarized with that. I never missed even a single clinic that Esther ever went to her gyna. I never missed even a single one of it. I was always there. Actually, at some point, I was only male in the whole thing. But even used to that. Kiki was coming again for CS, so I took her around. So tukilala huko, then I think she went to bed around 8 in the morning. Believe me, by 8:20, 8:15, Kiki was there. Ameletwa because the first thing you check is kama kana kukaa. Unazitoa Chinese we. So nikakaa nikasema okay. Kazi mzuri mzae. So and the nurse was like, usikane, huyu ni wewe. Those lips and eyes. Then akapelekwa nursery. Now I sat down next to the lift because aliingilia hapa atatokea hapa. So I sat there. Let me tell you. But Kiki came about 8:15. 9 hajakuja, 10 hajakuja, 11. And now, I think because I'm very opinionated, I would go and ask hard questions. But at some point I told them, ako nijipanga mahaliko. Because you feel like they're lying to you. So I can tell you feel like they're lying. So the lady was like, no, ako nijini. So when I knew that Esther is there, then when she came, Jesus, I ran after that thing. The first thing I had to check whether she's alive. Because that's how we put the son she was alive, and then KK came and the one that I think one of the things I was very has I think as a man, I always give extra space to help me know how to attend to her. Because she's one who is calling someone inside her, and she knows what she wants, what she needs. She has a craving for maize, so kiwango tuitafuta mahindi sana. I think walking, but then we're planting the church at Ibi's Hotel. I remember sometimes I have to leave her huko chini napanda haraka. Mpanga vita hajafika, tunaanza kuimba hajafika. Mpaka natumana angaliwe kama bado wako wanakama. But I mean, it is interesting. I think too, I think ladies in the room would agree. You get to know a very serious guy then, because it reveals who you are. And for me, for us, we love it. I can't wait for the second one. Yeah.
Do you have any other questions that they are
So let them ask the questions before. Let them ask the question. We answer those with the last questions.
Praise God.
Amen.
Basi umekapitia hiyo.
Yes.
Swali yangu ni hii yenye Jay amesema alikuwa anataka mtu respect. So how do you discern that this lady respect? Like, first of all question. Second, then you know tumekaa 7 years. So kuna hiyo ya age ya kufika kwa story na marriage. Au kuna ile ya
Okay. Can he also ask his, so that we can see whether we can marry them together, so that we can finish. Otherwise, not come and cash.
My question was, how would you handle a situation like in marriage, a spouse cheats, maybe you have kids, and then comes and says, and confesses, and saying it happened, but it was a mistake, and it won't happen again. You trusted this person, but and you had that always kubali cheating, then this person happens to cheat and then says it was a mistake, but he confessed, maybe even without asking him. How would you handle it? Would you go ahead and say, we said if you ever cheat, we divorce, or would you accept it because they confess, or how would you handle it?
Okay. Let me start with those ones. The first one, about respect. I think respect, see your hard kujua. I don't know, that is me. If a lady respects you or not, you will know. Especially if you spend time with them in your conversation, as talk, as you handle issues and all that, you will see if this person is really respecting me or not. There's even tone, the tone aspect. Kuna vile mtu anaweza kuongelesha hapa ni moto. Na tukioana, it's very simple to know. A don't think I am running away from the question. I think I have answered. Like, it's very simple to know if someone is respecting you or not. In the way they address you, in the way you solve issues. Maybe what I'll tell you is it's good to take time with someone. You know, there are people who it's like their real self doesn't come out uh, easy. It needs time. Then you can take time, learn that person, and maybe check do they have these qualities or not. They are the the N.E.C is the same even from men. This man, how he is treating me, is he respecting me as a lady? How he's addressing me, how he's taking my ideas, how he all that is that aspect of respect coming out here. About age, mimi huwa sina answer na hiyo because I have seen I have a friend who the wife is older than them and their marriage is working. I have people who wameachana na one or I have people of the same age and their marriage is working. So I really don't think this age factor is an issue. For me, I don't know. I really don't think that it will depend with your culture. It will depend with, I think, in the priority of the qualities of a spouse, I will really not give it ukodi. No, that is
I think for me, when it comes to age,
yeah, that one for me hizo ni zile vitu mi husema for me sitaki kujistress na maisha. She has not cheated for me. So why would I try to solve ati amecheat? And I think for me, Paul, what I'll say is for now I love my wife and I will want us to live life together. You know, separation and divorce, I don't think it is easy, even with cheating and all that. I think if it happens, let us sit down, lay things on the table, and then agree. Where are we now? What decision will we make? But I think for now, it has not happened. I am very happy. I hope it will not, and I pray. I believe it will not happen. But if it happens, I think, you know, there are children involved. We have a life together. There are so many things. So when it reaches there, sitaki kusema, hey, me, I believe in me. I don't think it's easy to separate. Yeah.
I think on the respect part, I would honestly agree. Everything Zoe has said is true. It just comes out clear. And even how she's expressing herself before people around you, it comes out. How she's handling issues even in her life, you can tell who you is another level. And honestly, you, you carry a tough you can deal with. You just carry a tough you can deal with. I think that is important. Um, I think on the Paul story or age, surprisingly, when I read from the Bible from the book of Genesis to Revelation, I've not seen any guy who married an older woman. Anyway, from Genesis to Revelation, there is nobody who ever married an older woman. It's always younger woman, older guy. So from that perspective, that, that informed my choice to go for younger. Um, that said, the thing is this: if a gentleman marries an older woman, it is not even sin either. So that won't take you to hell. You can't go to hell because you married old. No. However, good to notice this. Women women tend to be more brilliant than men. They mature faster. So this is a thing. I tell men, please, after every 5 years there, women tend to have a 7 years. After every 7 years, women tend to have a major change. And after every 5 years, men have a major change. So play with the mathematics of when when she's changing, akimaliza una change. It's important. Two, if you marry the same age, assuming N.E.C is my age, or I'm her age, it is proven that the girl will think ahead of you fast. By the time I'm going to make a decision, she thought about it yesterday. Back and I check it. Because she's not about, because that's how they're wired for some reason. So psychologically, these women think with both sides of the brain. Men think with one side of the brain. They think with both. So they're the only species who can multitask comfortably. That's number one. But also think about it from this perspective. Yeah, I think when it comes to conflict solving, and the lady knows she's 7 years older than you, or 10, unless she's extremely humble and God-fearing, I can expect to think that look at it as a child. Vizuri sana. Hata kwambia baba nani unajua kabla uzaliwe. Kabla uzaliwe nimekula chumvi. So I'm telling the truth. Sometimes, unless he's extremely Jesus-loving lady, and I've seen one that I think they are always on social media. They are the angel. You can see a level of humility, So unless someone is humble, and they have not been humbled because of you, they have been humbled because of Jesus. Age is an issue. Believe me, an issue. Now, you also trust yourself. On the old age, how do you want to do this issue? On the old age, ukimalizia hii story, how do you want to do this issue? I think place it on the age part. If you want to marry old, well and good, read a lot of books to do with her. If you want to marry the other way, I think that is more my advice. I always advise older guy, younger lady, but if I met one that is older lady, younger guy, I won't tell them to part ways. I think I'll really talk to them about conflict solving. I'll measure the attitude of the lady with that, and I'm going to come and talk. I'll talk about finances a lot with them, just to make sure that there's no gray areas. That this guy can be humiliated by these women because of the age factor. It's a big deal. Now, on the divorce part point, I thank God between me and my wife, none of us have cheated, I believe. But I think one of the things that I also want to talk about is I prayerfully hope it doesn't happen. Because we have a very open marriage and we discuss things from a very honest point of view. However, from the situation you're saying, the guy cheated, but he also said that before he was asked, before he was caught. This is what I would say. I think when the partner brings it out themselves, I think there's a sense of, wow, I have failed. I have fallen. When the partner confesses before they're caught, I'll really talk about redemption. I'll really talk about really that. However, even if they were caught cheating, and you can tell this is a good guy, this is a good lady, I think the first reaction of the scripture is forgiveness more than divorce. Because as Zoe is saying, divorce tears people apart. And this is the thing: being single is hard, dating is hard, marriage is hard, divorce is hard. I'm serious. Single is hard, dating is hard, marriage is hard, divorce is hard. So the thing is this: choose your path. Let me say this: living apart after you're married is even more hard. Because there are kids involved, there are hearts involved, there are family involved, and honestly, from statistically, when I see people, and this is the thing, they say the second marriage, the chances of second marriage surviving than the first marriage is almost zero. It's like you're waiting for the people because they're going to happen. So, and this is what I tell people: make sure the first not 100%, close to 100%. And then once you get married, once you guys are dating, this is serious. Begin to put work towards longevity. Make sure it is for the long term. Make sure, in our marriage, that when we were dating with Esther and we